So, as I scurried through the bowels of the internet looking for data and research on the 2001 Z06 here behind me, I start to realize that maybe the '01 isn't so bad. In fact, it's a one-off. Unique horsepower for 1 year. Oh, and there's a white one. Let's talk about that. So it amazes me every time I read through a forum or someone trying to buy a Z06 C5 that is. It's almost as if the '01's forgotten about, they omit it. They're like, hey man, the Z06 '02 to '04, best C5 made. And I'm like, excuse you? It's almost as like it never even happened. Well, the '01 definitely got the Z06 name back after a long time. And it started something big. I mean, the damn thing's got exotic type numbers, performance-wise. Classic design, and if you watch my videos, you know I like the fixed roof coupe. Timeless. Just buy a damn '01 and throw some bolt-ons on it. Get a HUD. But still, a lot of people like to scoff at the idea of the 2001 Z06. They say things like, only 385 horsepower? Only, bro? Only? Well, a buddy of mine that was friends with the guy used to go to the track years ago. His cousin's accountant knew a guy online in a Corvette forum that said they burn like a quart of oil every 20 miles. So it seems pretty sketch. There isn't even a HUD? How am I supposed to know how fast I'm going? You own an '01 Z06, everyone knows that lowers your credit score. Alright, so what's the difference in '01 to a 2002 2004. Let's get into that a little bit. The rims. Believe it or not, the rims on the '01 are actually a little darker, and they're actually forged, but they weigh approximately 1.53 pounds heavier than the speed lines from 2002 to 2004. So there's a give and take. These are stronger, a little heavier, but I like the slightly darker look. I think it looks a lot, but not a lot better, but better than the speed lines. And the '01s were made by Alcoa. I think I'm saying that right. Please correct me, you will, if I did say it wrong. The '02 to '04 had the advantage of a lighter valve train, a 0.05 lift and cam height, a newer, different design of the catalytic converters to conform to California standards, of course, reduction of back pressure in the exhaust system. But yeah, those few things added up and you got 20 more horsepower. Oh, and the little badge up there on the fender says 4 or 5 horsepower. But to me, I actually like it without that. It's like, oh, I have 4 or 5 horsepower. Look over here, guys. I like it just Z06. It's clean. I'm biased. I have an '01. I get that. But I like the non 405 badge. Now, some could actually argue that the '01's actually a better buy. They were slightly more reliable from the factory, given the '02, '03 valve spring debacle. And if you're not familiar with that, a lot of the '02s and '03s had, what's the best way to put it, shitty valve springs that they would snap under a load, or not even under a load, just cruising, and pretty much your valve would fall into your cylinder and pretty much act as a grenade for your engine. '01 saw a couple of those issues, but because the cam lobes were a little smaller, the stress was not nearly as bad on the valve springs. But by now, 17 and 20 years later, depending on the model, I would say majority have been rectified. And if you're not familiar, if you have a C5 Z06 with yellow springs, valve springs, change them out. Chances are those are the bad ones. I think by '04 they rectified the issue. So even '04 you should be good, but they're easy to do. All right, I'm getting off topic. Let me get back to what I'm talking about here. You can also argue that's more of a pure car because it has no frills like the HUD. That's less weight, and it makes it more unique for just that one model year. You know, I mean, I put a HUD in mine, but that's beside the point. All right, elephant in the room: the Speedway white 2001 Corvette Z06. I have never seen one, but it's one of the most elusive Corvettes out there. Not the most, but it's one of. 352 Speedway white Corvettes were made for 2001 Z06, that is, trim level. And of those, only 137 had the mod red interior, which I think is a perfect combination. There's some black tint, some black accents on that white with the red interior. Yeah, I would probably trade straight up for mine. Speedway white, someone's watching, let me know. Oh, side note, in 2001, they only made 95 Millennium Yellows with mod red. No big deal. One right there. Right there. As of right now, there are 0 white 2001 Z06s for sale on Auto Trader or Car Gurus. So good luck finding one. Alright, so the bottom line here on the 01 Z06. Most of the 01s that had any issues, there was an oil consumption piston ring issue, but almost all of them were corrected under GM warranty, or they're so old now, people have just fixed them. If they're still running, chances are they've been fixed. And it's very unlikely you're gonna buy an 01 that's burning a lot of oil. Mine doesn't burn any. I mean, it burns some, but normal amount of any other LS type engine I've had. So this is my sixth car with an LS type engine, and it's burned just the same amount of oil as those. And I think the biggest hit on the resale value of these is people see the 385 compared to 405. It gives them a weird anxiety about it. I'm not really sure. The omission of a HUD probably has something to do with the numbers as well. But why people are so 01 phobic, I don't know. They fetch for about 10% less. It's a great car. I've listed all the differences. There's not much. 2004 had different shocks, but those are quick and dirty bolt-on if you want to match the shocks to an 04. So in closing here, most if not all 01s you're going to buy in the market have enough bolt-ons to meet or exceed the 4 or 5 that was included with the 02 to 04. Horsepower is not an issue. These things can be uncorked super easily. Basic cold air, a tune, and exhaust, you're going to be over that number. You know, get a tune and some headers, you're making out the crank 450. You know what I mean? Like, it's negligible how close they are. The rims look better. The non-HUD situation can be remedied for about 200 bucks in an afternoon. Shameless plug, I did a video on that a few months ago. Check it out, it's on my channel somewhere. Or I'll put it at the end of this video. Watch that. And if the badging bothers you, it doesn't say 4 or 5, just get one that says 4 or 5. No one's gonna know. But yeah, if you come across an 01, don't be afraid of it. Just buy the damn thing. It's so marginal, the difference. I've driven a couple 02s and I think an 04. There was no difference I could tell. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and hopefully I'll get some more install videos soon. Work's been so hectic. I got some more stuff for the car I gotta put on. But thank you guys for stopping by and checking out the video. I'll catch you guys probably this weekend. Later.